What's up, everybody? I am the Dude Without Fear, and I am here today at the Rothschild Conference Center in Knoxville, Tennessee, attending Snake Eyes Comics Spring Into Comics comic book convention. This usually happens every year. Snake Eyes Comics puts it on. It's a great little local convention. Got a lot of really good sellers here, and this is the first year that I'm aware of that this has become a two-day event. So come with me, let's check it out and see what kind of fun we can get into. So Snake Eyes Comics Spring into Comics 2025 convention had a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of cool vendors. And I was going to go with the intention of taking a few 9.8 slabs and seeing if I could trade those slabs for like a key. Like, you know, maybe I was looking for like a first appearance of Cable in New Mutants 87 or a first Rocket Raccoon. And I forgot my slabs. So that plan was axed. And so I just like went in looking for the best deals that I could find on stuff that I wanted. So I didn't get any like major keys, but I did get some stuff that I really enjoy. And so this convention is like the only time really in the year that I will go buy comics for myself as a collector, because I own my own comic book business. I buy collections and stuff, and if there's something in there that I want, I just set it aside and I just keep that. I mean, that's what we all do. But this is like the only... I buy my new comic books every month from the comic shop that I subscribe with, and I'll go once a month and clear out my file box, and, you know, I buy those. But they don't usually get a lot of back issues in, so I don't dig through back issues. And I have such huge runs of comics that the stuff that I need is just old stuff. And so it's just hard for me to find the stuff that I don't have. But there are sellers at this convention that tend to have stuff that I need at really good prices. There are also vendors at every convention that I've ever been to that just think that just because they have this book, and it's not a book that you find all the time, like, you know, Bronze Age Batman, Silver Age Batman, they just think that they can charge whatever they want to for these books. And it's nutso. But there are a couple of great vendors that always come to Spring into Comics, and the main reason that I go. So here is my humble haul. I spent just over $100 for all this stuff, and this is what I got. So I've been trying to put together Nam from Marvel Comics, and this is issue 66, so one step closer to that. This comic is a Wizard World variant for Daredevil Father #1. It's this cool Joe Quesada sketch cover, and I love. This was one of the first Daredevil comics that I got, and it's the first mini-series probably that I got of Daredevil. And, you know, I just love Joe Quesada drawing Daredevil, and I saw this one. I was like, it was, you know, like $2, so I was like, yeah, I'll get that. I have always wanted the comic adaptation of Batman Returns, and now I have that. The interior art in this is awesome. Like, it just feels amazing. It's just like some of the most visually pleasing Batman art around, and it unlocks this feeling of nostalgia and awesomeness and love of Batman every time I look at it. It's just really cool. Batman Returns is, if nothing else, a visually awesome piece of media. Batman Gotham Adventures number 51. Now this is an interesting book. I have never seen this comic before today, and I have learned my lesson that if I've never seen a Batman comic before, I should probably buy it. And so I didn't know this existed. It is Batman, A Word to the Wise. And, you know, Marvel did a lot of these, like, after-school special comics in the 80s and maybe very early 90s about, like, you know, don't do drugs or don't get into that strange van no matter how delicious the candy is. Like, Marvel was all about putting those out. And I thought that this was probably one of those. and it is. Just some real quick internet search told me that this was a comic that was distributed in, I think it's called Zeller's stores, which was like basically a Canadian Kmart type store, and they distributed these, and it was put together to help promote literacy in children. So that's pretty cool, and so I'm very happy to add this to my Batman collection. I think that's a cool little piece of history. So I had always wanted to order this online because I've bought all the Stranger Things comics as they come out, but this one came out in it's just a trade paperback, which is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was. It's kind of like a manga size almost, but a little bigger. But anyway, I saw this and I was like, oh, hey, I've always wanted this, and I basically got it for free, pretty much. So he's like, if you want it, I'll give you a great deal. And he did, because it was basically free. So I picked this up, looking forward to reading that. This Barry Windsor Smith Daredevil cover, like, I have this comic, but when I saw it, it was only $2. And I'm like, it's $2. I have it, but I love it so much, I'm going to buy it again. And so, I mean, it's Barry Windsor Smith cover. It's written by Denny O'Neil. It's awesome. Great freaking comic for $2 that I actually wound up paying less than that. So, pretty great deal. I'm all about Dark Horse Star Wars stuff from the 90s. So this is Shadows of the Empire Evolution, number 1. They didn't have issue 2, but they had issue 3. Issue 4, issue 5 of 5, so I need an issue 2 of that, and Star Wars Shadow Stalker. And the last comic, the last Star Wars comic I got from this particular vendor was Star Wars Boba Fett Twin Engines of Destruction. And then the last comic I got from that vendor, I put it back, and he was like, hey man, I'll make you a good deal on it. And I was like, alright, I'll get it. I didn't want to get it because it's got this staining over here in the smoke. But it's What If number 23. It's What If Hulk had become a barbarian. And I mean, look at that. That's awesome. This comic I probably will put in my booth. I bought just a couple comics to resell, to put in the booth, put in maybe mystery bags. But this is Marvel Comics Presents number 1. Very cool cover. Very cool wraparound cover at that. I bought this for the sole intention of putting it in a mystery bag for the booth, which I'm thinking about starting to sell them on the website. I don't know. But it's the Vengeance of Bane facsimile, which is just a reprinting of Vengeance of Bane number 1, The Origin of Bane. Fantastic comic. So yeah, awesome. And I think it's a cool book to get in a mystery bag. Catwoman number 63, which looks like the Joker versus Catwoman. I don't buy a lot of Catwoman books, but I'll buy a Catwoman book that looks cool, and this one looks cool. Detective Comics number 499, in very great shape. I was happy with it. This one might go in the booth because I actually just bought one of these recently, so I just gotta see which one's in better shape. But Batman 365, Batman 377, Batman 299. I really want a Batman 300. I've wanted that comic for a very long time. One day it will be mine. Batman 318. Batman 307. And I bought this one because I wasn't sure if I had it or not, and I do have it. So this one might go in the booth as well. Batman 392. Very nice condition. I also had this one, but it was in really good shape and the price was right, so I picked it up too. Batman or Detective Comics 557. Very cool cover. World's Finest Comics number 181. Look at that. That's so cool. World's Finest Comics number 285. This Frank Miller, Dick Giordano cover. Very excited to read that comic. DC Comics presents number 58, Superman and Robin the Teen Wonder and the Elongated Man. I got it because Superman and Robin teaming up, that's always fun. This one looked really cool. Superman number 279. It's a Superman and Batgirl team up. Not something you see very often at all. This was a cool, like, real life photo cover. Superman number 289. Very cool book. So I need issue 2 of Star Wars Shadows of the Empire Evolution to complete that set. I need issue 1 of this to complete Green Arrow, The Longbow Hunters. I've been looking for this book for a long time. Can't ever find it. Don't ever get it in any collections that I get. So I found issue 2 and issue 3. So now I need to just get an issue 1 and I can finally read this comic that I've heard about for so freaking long, and I'm looking forward to reading it. Dr. Doom and the Sinister Red Skull and Supervillain Team Up number 11. So, and then I got this, the X-Men -1. Trying to get all these -1 comics from Marvel. Not all of them, but the ones that I care about, you know. And then this comic was actually, this was another comic that I had never seen before. And I thought it was just a normal issue of Uncanny X-Men that maybe it was like a, you know, some variant of it. But I bought it because I'd never seen it before. And so I picked it up. And so it is, here it is, I'll let you see it. Got this cool wraparound cover here. And it's chromium. These chromium covers are awesome. Forget foil, chromium's where it's at. So it's Marvel Collectible Classics number 3. Marvel Collectible Classics X-Men number 3. And it reprints Uncanny X-Men number 137. So I was like, oh, okay, well, this chromium wraparound cover is really freaking sweet, if nothing else, right? Like, that's cool. So according to cover price, this book in this condition should be like a $65 book that I paid $5 for. This is the book of the haul. This is the book. That's a great deal. But I was like, is this really what it goes for? Because it hadn't been sold in a while, it looked like. So I went on eBay and it had sold for $40 recently. It sold for $50 recently, plus shipping around 60 bucks. So an X-Men comic valued anywhere from 30 to 60 bucks that I picked up out of a $5 bin. That's a great win. And that's what us as comic book collectors look for. We always want to find those super freaking awesome deals when we're like dollar bin diving or looking in, you know, cheap comic bin. We want to find those deals like that. So I didn't get anything like any major keys or anything like that, but I had fun digging through boxes and boxes of comics and looking at a bunch of really cool keys on the wall. I almost bought first appearance of Carnage, and the guy gave me a pretty fair price on it, but I wasn't feeling it. I had spent enough, just over $100 for all these cool books. I feel like that's a good day. It was a good convention. There were artists there and writers. Todd Knock was there. Chris Bachalo was there. You know, so some cool stuff. It was a cool convention. We had 3 of the 5 comic book stores from Knoxville there, all helping represent, you know, the Knoxville comic scene. Very cool. And it was a good convention. So thanks for checking out my haul, checking out the convention with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, be excellent to each other, collect without fear, and take it easy.